Well, good afternoon, everybody. As you can see, the overcast skies are mostly gone. Still have partly cloudy, but those fluffy cumulus clouds don't mean anything really here. And the wind is kind of died down, even though we're still getting some and that. It's just about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. I believe this is the 10th of August. But you can kind of see here, all at once, the rain stopped. The clouds went away, the cool weather went away, and the grass is dying already. Not good. And checking the weather report, they're not looking for rain for maybe as long as 10 days. I'm already watering the vegetables every day, every other day. But that nice lush green here you saw a week or so ago, except for in the shade over here, it's pretty well slowly but surely fading away again. It's amazing. As I kind of pan around here, and of course the pond is already down, oh geez, over a foot, about 14 to 16 inches since it overflowed when we had that real heavy rain. All our garden fields there, down below my old rice fields, just everything with this heat, because it's probably pretty close to 100 again, is just more or less burning everything up again. Did they call rainy season too early again? I told everybody, just be forewarned that just because it rains a few days in June and July doesn't mean that we got a nice early rainy season. And even here with just the sun, the last couple of days, just very hot and hard to work in, very hard. We've been cutting grass and of course doing the normal farm chores, cleaning the pig pens, Lando and I, and adding to the compost piles, as we normally do during the course of the week, a couple times a week. My garden rows are still looking pretty good here with all the bush beans along here. And of course the chickens are going after those mangoes that kind of fell off the trees here. I'm pretty well almost done weeding here. The 2 rows over here that I did, as you can see, they're all done. I started doing the weeding here to clean it up, and by the time I'm done it kind of flattens out the garden field here, and then I take a shovel and make the rows again. And what I've been doing, because I remember when I first started this, and that goes back, oh gosh, almost 7 years, you couldn't find an earthworm here, for hardly not, because every shovel you turned was basically clay and like rock in big chunks. And now this weeding and shoveling and that, I've started collecting earthworms by the hundreds. It's really nice to see, very nice to see. And as I've been weeding, boy oh boy, I've been pulling them up and everything, and I've even filled a couple buckets and put them in my compost bin in the soil I've gotten there. As you saw earlier, Lando and I were actually taking shovelfuls out of the rows here and putting them in the compost bin, and we'll probably be doing that here again. The rows are getting pretty big, and like I said, every year 2 to 3 times I turn the rows. I add compost to them. The onions I've trimmed up, took all the dead stuff off, and onions are looking pretty good. They're all got new growth to them, and they don't seem to ever mind the sun. And this is the first year I've had to replant onions from scratch, and I had to buy in town and plant here. Usually I've had enough left over from the previous year that I just take them and replant them. Not so this year. And of course, yeah, my impalia, my cucumbers, the wind really decimated, killed quite a few of them, just bent them over so far that they broke, as you can see here. And it looks like I've got another one at the end here. I tried replanting, but I think it's broke. And of course the eggplant and okra has not come up yet. But yeah, we're at that point where once again we need rain desperately, and doesn't take long. This time of year, a couple days in the hundreds, and that sun beating down, and everything just absolutely dries up so quickly. Like I've said before, it's a constant battle here. I understand why people don't do much gardening here, even though I don't look at that as an excuse. I think if you handle it right, you can still grow a lot of your own vegetables, and I plan on doing it again this year. But it's an up and down thing. I don't know if it gets any better. I doubt it. I think it's just a constant battle with the elements here. I'm afraid that if we have a repeat of last year, August and September and most of October just was drought again and really didn't get any sizable rain until November, and it's looking like that could happen again. I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed that it won't, but now it's been since the 3rd, I believe, since we had any rain, and it's the 10th, so we've gone a week. And even with the overcast skies, the little drizzly stuff that we got is nothing. It's gone. Most of it probably even before it hits the ground. So we'll have to see. Again, we're getting that afternoon now. We're getting more or less that afternoon, that shallow afternoon breeze, which is always helps to keep it a little cool up here. But yeah, they were typhoons north, but everything that they're reporting on the news is heading so far north. It'll be absolutely Manila north, and then Taiwan and Japan that are going to get them. We're not going to see anything here, and we could actually use the rain. And last but not least, I'm going to kind of show you. This is the dirt we've been getting from the rows, and I've been adding the earthworms to it. We used a bunch this morning. I cleaned the base around some of our coconut trees, and then put a new fresh layer of dirt on them. So kind of leave you with that. Doing the daily chores as usual, and of course that keeps up. that is 24/7, 24/7, 365, I guess is the way that goes there. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Everybody have a good day, and from behind the camera here, and I sincerely hope God blesses every single one of you.